Hi guys, this is Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. So somebody did a wonderful thing for me. I wanted to make this shawl that I had saw somebody else making or had made, and uh, I was like, "Is there a tutorial for that?" Because I can't read patterns. I can read. I'm college educated. I have an associate's degree. But patterns, I don't know what it is. I can read books yay thick in a day, and but when I start to read the patterns, it's like it turns into a foreign language. I know single crochet is SC. I know double crochet is DC. I can read, and most of them they have the map that tells you which stitches is for which things, but when I go to start to do the pattern, it's like it changes into a foreign language in my head, and I can't do it. And I don't know what it is or why it happens. I do have dyslexia, but I wouldn't think that that would be what it was. And I'm 49, but you can't blame everything on old age. I don't. There are older ladies that do patterns all the time, so whatever it is, I have trouble. So the wonderful, awesome Bekah from Mary Maker, which I will put the link in the description below to her video, contacted the person who owned the pattern because it wasn't Bekah's pattern, but she was making the shawl. And oh, by the way, her shawl, she called it the Earl Grey shawl because it was the oolong tea shawl, and she was using this beautiful different colored gray yarn, and it turned out really pretty. You should check out her video. But I am going to be using I call it my Manfa yarn. It's the yarn Sam sent me for my birthday. I believe it's called gingerbread, and it's from, I don't know, it's Christmas Classics, and it's from Turkey. That's all I know about it. It doesn't have a lot on the label, but I believe it's a size 3 or 3-weight yarn. In the video, Bekah uses the 2, which means mine's probably going to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay because I'm a bigger lady, so it's okay if it's bigger. With shawls, you can use bigger yarn, bigger hooks, or smaller yarn and smaller hooks. You just got to know that it'll turn out bigger or smaller depending on which way you go with it. But anyway, so to get back to on point, because I'm like squirrel in my head, I literally just woke up. Excuse me. So Bekah contacted the lady. Her handle, I believe, was Red Teapot. It was her oolong tea shawl pattern from Ravelry. And it's a free pattern, but she asked her, because you can't just do a tutorial on anybody's pattern even if it's free. You got to ask permission. So she asked permission, and that wonderful woman at Red Teapot said she could. And I thought that was so awesome. I think more people need to do that. As a matter of fact, there is a niche out there for people who are like me that can't do the patterns, that have to have the tutorials. There is a niche if somebody created a channel where they just went through basic needs: hats, scarves, cardigans, shawls, starter out ones where people can, like grow their way up. I mean, that would be an awesome service to people. I can't believe Bekah did it. I am beyond the moon that she did. And well, I get excited over everything, but I mean, it was a great thing to do. She's a very busy person, and she has her own channel. And if you're not subscribed, go check out her channel. I'm going to put the link in the description below. She's a very talented crochet artist and knitting artist. I come across her channel just by happenstance one day, and really, really liked it. So please do go check her out. And because of the wonderful things she did, if you really like her channel, subscribe, um, because it would help out her channel, and you won't be sorry, because she does some really neat stuff with crochet and knitting. She's bistitchual, so am I, but I can only do basic things. As a matter of fact, she does some brioche knitting that I really, really, uh, I've been wanting to. I'm busy with my projects right now, but I really want to do the brioche knitting, because I just do basic purl and knit stitches. So I would really like to get into different things with knitting. Been concentrating mostly on crochet. So anyway, she is very easy to understand. Trust me, I have learned from a lot of different people, a lot of different tutorials. Bag O'Day being one of them, which she is pretty awesome with her patterns and everything. But I've studied a lot of different people, and I can tell you, a Merrymaker goes at a good pace, Bekah, and she is easy to understand. And something that she did that I thought was pretty good is sorry about that. I had an alarm go off. She just did. She did something very ingenious. She just did the first 3 rows, so she's going at the pattern at a a chunk at a time. So it's not stressful at all. It's like picking up the weekly crossword puzzle and working on it a little bit at a time all week if you do crossword puzzles. But or picking up a book and reading a chapter. So it's not stressful at all. I don't know if she's going to do it every Monday or every Wednesday, or what her plans are for that. Stay tuned if you go check out her channel, and hit the notification button so you can get the notification for the next step. But I think it's really fun, and it's something you can do just for a little bit, and then go on about other things, and then click back into the next little installment. It's really neat. And thank you, Bekah. You really don't know how much that just brightened my day. And I wanted to get right on the video yesterday and make the video talking about it, but I couldn't get to it till today. So what I did was, though, I got out my Manfa yarn, and I've pulled some of it out, so I had to wrap it around, so it's kind of messy. So I'm going to show you the other ball. Now, my yarn is a 3-weight, I believe. It doesn't say so on the wrapper. There's not very much information on the wrapper, but it looks to me like a 3-weight. And and she had 2 balls in hers, and I think I've got about the right amount of yarn. If I don't, I can always get these colors and add to it, So, as long as it's the same weight of yarn. But it's it is 590 yards, so that's 1,180 or something, if I'm doing the math right. 100% acrylic. It recommends 4mm hook, which I did get, and that's the hook that Bekah's using. So her stitches are going to look a little looser than mine because my yarn is a little thicker, but it's okay. But anyway, I got a 4mm. It's a knockoff clover. It's not a clover. It's the generic set you can get from I've got a bunch of different hooks, but this one is the one you can get from Amazon. My mom got me a set. I like it because it has the, where you can hold on. And then I crochet pencil, so I hold on like this. But a lot of people crochet knife, and so, what's funny is the other day I was crocheting knife because the yarn was thicker and I had to pull. So it was the first time I ever did it. And halfway through it, I realized that's what I was doing. because I didn't even realize that I was doing it a different way. But I had to out of necessity because the yarn was so thick and I had to pull it through, you know. But I usually crochet pencil like this. So my muscles, believe it or not, you use a lot of muscles in your arm when you crochet. So my muscles were doing a different thing because I was doing this with my, you know, with my shoulder, different things. But when you do it with this, it's more in your wrist. And then my wrist hurts because I have the rheumatoid arthritis. My wrist will hurt for like a week, but my shoulder was hurting because I was using different muscles to do that. But anyway, so I got to the third row, which is where Bekah stopped, and I got this much of it done. It kind of looks like a little butterfly. It's it's going to be very, very pretty. I've seen the finished product, and I don't know if my hand's too much in the way or there's a shadow or whatever, but so far I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Bekah. So, as my friends from overseas would say, I'm chuffed to bits that she did that for me. And I'm going to take very much advantage of it and do the whole shawl and get on here and do updates. So anyway, I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's been raining a lot here, but I kind of like the rain as long as it's not storms because we have tornadoes, and I'm not looking forward to any tornadoes. But yeah, lots of rain. We've been needing it because we had a little bit of a dry spell, and I woke up, my face was so puffy. You can see it in the video. But and you can hear my voice. It's morning voice. It'll go away after a little bit. Excuse me. So anyway, if you don't know Bekah yet from Merrymaker, go check her out. Very talented lady. Excuse me. And she has some really cool projects and stuff that she does. And like and subscribe if you want to, and you know, she deserves it for doing what she did. So if you go over there and give her channel some attention, that would be awesome repayment for what she did. You know, this community is awesome. I have some really good friends, and I just can't say enough about the yarny community. See, I will start crying. Don't you? Don't do it. Don't you start me crying. But anyway, yeah, it's just wonderful. So I'll put the link down there. Please be sure to check it out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to her channel and support her channel. She really deserves it. I forget what number she was at. It was like, or close to 150. Let's see if we can get her to 200. That would be awesome. And you know, you're going to benefit yourself because you will learn so much more. Each person I subscribe to that I really pay attention to and watch their channels, I get so much information out of that to further my abilities. So you're only benefiting yourself. And it's like having a library of information that you can go to. Like my friend Sam at Memphis Makes, and I'll put her link down in the description too. She puts up videos every day, and today she put up a good one about using a notebook to keep track of your projects, because like she said, she puts up content every day, but what if her channel got shut down? And then she would be without all that information about what she did. So she got herself a notebook. Sorry, I'm going to grab it over here. I got one too, but I don't have one like hers. But this is the one my mom gave me. Isn't it pretty? Looks like kind of like marble almost, and has some gold running through it. I like notebooks that are interesting because it'll keep you using them, you know. And it makes you feel special. Well, my mom got me this one because it has purple and pink. I like pink. My mom likes purple. It reminded her of me and her. So it's special. So I don't have much written in it yet because I'm not very, motivated. But I've got up here, and I haven't started doing it, but how many shawls, how many hats and I've got to write it in there. I have a bunch of hats made up, a few shawls. I've got to fill it out, update it. And then I was starting to work on a project, and I wrote what I kind of drew a little bit of picture. It doesn't look like what it's going to be exactly, but it gives me an idea of what stitches where. And I'm going to use the lattice stitch and the butterfly stitch in this shawl. I'm making a shawl for a friend that's in Japan. And my son's going on vacation in Japan in August, and he's going to take the shawl to her. So, I mean, it's very exciting. So I put down what stitches that I used or I'm going to use, and who's where I learned the stitches from. Like the butterfly shawl stitch, I learned from Fiber Spider, and the lattice stitch, I learned from Rich Textures Crochet. So, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Now, stitches, people don't own stitches. Like the double crochet, single crochet, but they do own patterns. And I am not going to recreate somebody's pattern, but I like the butterfly stitch and I like the lattice stitch, and I'm going to use it to make a shawl with my own pattern. And I hope to show that to everybody. There will be a video describing how I did it, not necessarily a new tutorial, but if you know how to crochet basically, and I show you where to learn the stitches, because I'll link their videos in my video, then you will be able to do it. So that's about how I do it. I can't write patterns, I can't read patterns, but I can show somebody how I went about it, how many stitches I started with, how it goes, the math I did. Hi Kage, hi baby, you gonna come see us? He's so talented. But anyway, and what hook I use, 4.25 millimeter. That's what I'm going to use for the shawl. What yarn I'm going to use, I was going to use Shopping Spree Glowing Yarn Bee yarn, but I've switched to Mainstays Blue Sparkly, so I'm going to have to rewrite that down. But anyway, it just gives you an idea of what you did, where you did it. And so I really enjoyed this notebook that my mom sent me, so I'm going to be using it. Excuse me. So that was a little bit of a meandering of what's going around. Not very organized, like I said. I'm not very organized. But little bit about what's going on in my world, and how great Bekah is, and Sam. Sam sent me the yarn. I've been dying to use it. She sent it for my birthday, and I wanted something special because, I'm going to keep it forever because she sent it to me. And I normally just make things for everybody else, but because Sam sent it to me, I feel like it would be disrespectful to make a project for somebody else when she wanted me to have it. So I was looking for a pattern that, or tutorial rather, that would be good for me and would be special enough for the yarn that she sent. And so Bekah did what she did, and I thought, yep, that's the yarn I'm going to use. It's just perfect. So everything is coming up roses over here. And I'm going to let you go. We're 12 minutes in, and I don't have much more to say, and it would just be like a word salad. It kind of is already. But anyway, I hope that, everything's going good in your all's little corner, and I just want to remind everybody to just, if you don't have time to share your crochet with somebody or your passion, which I recommend that everybody does, if you just have a few minutes as somebody's walking by you, just give them your best smile. Just a few seconds of interaction with another person can change a a person's day. It has happened to me in the past, and I've heard other people say that they've told me that me smiling at them has, it really brightened up their day. I'll have to tell you that story another video, but you just don't know what a tiny millisecond of interaction with somebody can do to change a person's world. And you want to do your best, especially in these times, to spread a little joy. It doesn't cost anything. It can only make things better. And so yeah, just as somebody's walking past, give them your best smile, and you just don't know what that's going to do to their world. And I just want to remind y'all to spread a little joy, be a little joy bomb in your corner of the world. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.